What it is, folks, it's your homeboy Ferg back again with another episode of the realest, most entertaining sports show in the game. Put it on something.
Yeah.
Got my brother Tim G. Jacob here with me. T, what the business here, dog?
Hey man, how about them Bulls though?
Nah, don't give me no how about them Bulls, because I told y'all, no, y'all were lower on your Bulls than I was. We'll get into that. We don't have to revisit that. Who you got behind you today, T?
I got a little something different, man. I got some guys that are nice with the instruments, man. I got over here, I got the great Miles Davis. Then I got the Thelonious Monk riffing. That's a great one. Classic. Gil Scott-Heron. I kept that up from the other week because I just love Gil Scott-Heron, man. You know what I'm saying? And Bon Skaggs. That's some stuff that my pops got on vinyl, man, that I bought on CD. So it's one of them ones you just got to really be into it if you really want to hear that.
Right.
I just got a whole different vibe up here today because today is a whole different vibe based on what's down here below on the screen.
You ain't even had to put it
I
like
just
that.
figured I had to segue.
Well, America, y'all see my brother JoJo ain't here with us today. JoJo strategically missed work today because he knew we weren't gonna be striking up the band. But before I get into it, I will tell y'all this is sponsored by Statement Tees. That Statement Tees, every t-shirt you wear makes a statement. I appreciate all y'all that have been purchasing Statement Tees. I appreciate y'all for viewing first. I definitely appreciate y'all for shopping with Statement Tees. Y'all see the statement I'm making. You know what I'm saying? Greatest you training as we transitioning into basketball season. You know what I'm saying? You got a youngin', you want them to get right. You know what I'm talking about? Holla at me at greatest you training at gmail.com. We can set something up. But as y'all can see, America, I am distraught. And none of y'all checked on me either. Nobody said, man, let me see what First doing. Let me see how First feeling about this.
The people should have checked on you too.
They should have checked. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
No, you just pointed out as well that y'all didn't check on me.
I did.
That's right.
I did. I said 38-3. I said 38-3. That's what I said. Obviously, I was wrong. Obviously. So ain't no sense in me sitting here capping today.
Turnovers, man. Turnovers are the great equalizer in football. It really in any sport, but especially in football in the playoffs, one game situation. They say like in NCAA basketball tournament, March Madness, like the 3-ball can be the great equalizer. One night, somebody get hot, is over with. But in football, you turn that ball over. Not only did we turn the ball over, T, we would turn the ball over where all these boys had to do was go back 20 yards, something like that. Short fields. Even Coach Pugh said it, dog. He was like, we only really had one drive.
He did.
Everything else was we scored off short fields.
They did.
So, gotta eat this one. Love to get your thoughts on the team. Have you love to know if you unblocked Maine and he probably laughing. What are your thoughts?
I did answer Maine a little bit. About third quarter. And he was like, but I beat these boys. That's what he said. He got picked up. He answered. He said, but I beat these boys though.
That's something that Scown would say though. That's something that Scown said to somebody.
You know how he would do it.
He said that this weekend.
He would probably said it. He was like,
he probably called Coach Buddy Pugh and told him something like, "Hey man, thank you. I appreciate you getting my leg back because of that old scooter incident."
It was I made the joke about them boys ought to pull up at like Friday morning. Like everybody should be asleep on the bus Thursday night going to Atlanta for Jack State. And then they get off the bus Friday, eat breakfast, do they walkthroughs.
You did say that.
Everybody lay down, go to sleep, and let's prepare for the games. And let's put on the pads and go play Saturday. That's kind of how I felt about it.
You did say that.
It just seemed like the atmosphere kind of just took it away a little bit. Just took them away, man. I mean, they just did not seem focused. And South Carolina State basically said, well, they ain't nobody expecting us to win. Put it on. Some said we wasn't gonna win. National media said we wasn't gonna win. So we might as well go out here and win. And look, I'll be honest with you. They made the young man Shaq Davis. He a slick day 2, day 3, you know, like he'll slick fine for somebody.
We upped his stock.
Yeah. Jackson State made Shaq Davis. Sean Payton was over there going, Marcus Colston Jr., maybe? Let me write that down.
He liked them ones, don't he?
He liked them big boys.
Yeah.
Ask Marquez Callaway, which we'll get into that later. But it was just one of them games, man, where I just think Jackson State had the worst. It was the worst time of the year to have their worst performance. They just seemed so out of sync. The offensive line was out of sync. The running game wasn't going. And two, the quarterback for South Carolina State, Fields, he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn early on.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever adjustments were made in that second half, man, he just started cooking. And I was just like, man, what is going on right now? You know, it just seemed like, I don't really know, man. It was weird because Shedeur led the team in rushing attempts. He had 14 rushing attempts for like negative 18 yards. The running game didn't get off the ground. The passing game didn't get off the ground. Nobody had over 50
second
yards.
straight week though.
Okay, that's true.
That passing game.
That's true. And you know, Shedeur, he had a fumble, he had a pick. He had 2 picks, didn't he? Or 1? Well, they got him down for 2. I'm sorry, I'm looking at Shiloh. I'm tripping. Shiloh had a pick in the game. I'm tripping. I saw the other S. Sanders. But Shedeur had 2 picks in the game. He had a fumble. The fumble, I think that was on the line. I think they kind of left him out there on the island. He didn't see the pressure. He didn't see the pressure coming, and he got hit. You know, This just was the wrong time for this game, especially with, you know, how they travel. You know how Jack State travel. You know they were there. You know the people were there. Everybody, Facebook was jumping. Everybody was talking about they was in Atlanta. I know at least 5 people that was in Atlanta.
I know my sister and brother-in-law were there.
All right. So
my sister, brother-in-law, my brother PT and his wife, and he got 2 boys.
There you go. You got 5.
That's 6 folks right there.
6. There you go. Everybody know at least 5 people that went to that game.
Right.
So, you know, it was very bittersweet. But, you know, nothing.
Hold on. What's the sweet part from, T? It's just bitter. What a sweet part.
Bittersweet. You had a great season, man. You had a great season.
Oh, okay.
You had a very great season. Very, very great season. Probably one of the best seasons I think we've seen in the SWAC in a while.
Right.
One of the most dominant seasons we've seen in the SWAC in a while. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's been a season where, you know, other schools in the SWAC have now had to go reach in their bag. You know, Grambling had to go get Hugh. You know what I'm saying? Alabama State's trying to figure out their situation with, are they gonna get Kevin Sumlin? Or, I'm sorry, not Prairie View. That's Prairie View. Get Kevin Sumlin. But Alabama State got to figure out their situation. I mean, there's other teams out there that are looking and going, we gotta get this right, because we gotta at least be able to compete. If not, we might as well just hand the SWAC to Jackson State for the next 3 or 4 years.
Ballard just got the #1 JUCO quarterback. We're gonna get into that later, but just talking about what you're saying, like other teams
they gotta go.
You somebody quoted you on that. The price went up.
Price went up
Across the board.
Yeah. So it's tough, man. You know, I look, I didn't check on you. I know. But I also couldn't check on you because I said 38-3. So I feel some type of way because I'm sitting there watching this going, well, this
Right.
almost went the other way. Like, so I ain't no better.
Right.
So, but much credit to South Carolina State. They came in there, man. You know, like when they showed shots of the fans, like you saw a lot of Jackson State and you saw a sprinkle of South Carolina State in there. So we was in there. You know, Jackson State was in there. The city was in there. But South Carolina State just was much more physical. They were much more aggressive. And they specialty, the punter dude, that little cat was lit. Like, he was like, that's the most lit punter I think I've ever seen. And you know he cold with it because the man had a hood on. Like, Buddy was just out there. Like, he had this on with his jersey over it. Like,
Coach Pugh, if I'm not mistaken, in the post game called him like the player of the game.
He made some very key kicks that kind of, you know, like I think the one where Shadur ended up fumbling on that drive, I think that was one where they were inside their 10 or 5 or something. And they spotted it, and then like right after that, Shadur fumbled, you know, a couple plays later, and then the short field, and boom, you know. So that game just swung so quick, man. And it was like third quarter, there was no recovery. I don't know. I'm interested to find out what you think, because I know you took notes. I know you look real close.
I'm looking at my notes right now, and my notes are depressing. My notes are depressing.
Hey, but you watched it though. You watched it from front to back.
These notes depressing.
I just saw physicality across the board. I just thought South Carolina was just way physical, way more physical.
One thing, the commentator who calls a lot of the, I think maybe he really is like on the HBCU beat. Y'all know who I'm talking about, America. The guy who he played at Howard, if I'm not mistaken, played quarterback. He kept saying like South Carolina State was confusing Shadur. Like whatever he was seeing pre-snap, that wasn't what they were in. You know what I'm saying? Post-snap. And so that was leading to some confusion, leading to him having to hold on to the ball longer than normal. Hey, he's a former quarterback, former HBCU quarterback, former NFL player. You know what I'm saying? And Shadur's a freshman. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of makes sense that you got a veteran coach in Coach Pugh. He's been to this rodeo before. Leading into this game, he had already won 2 Black National Championships.
Yeah.
He had already won, okay? He got 8 MEAC championships, 4 MEAC Coach of the Year. Like, this man a legend in his own right.
He decorated.
You know what I'm saying? So to have, he probably looked at it like, okay, to get, I got one shot. They got more talent than me. Jack State. He probably saying they got more talent than me. But I'm going to try to out-coach, out-scheme around their talent. So can I
get the ball to Shaq?
Can I confuse this freshman? Can I keep the ball away from their kick returners? Can we cause turnovers?
They did all 3.
Did all 3 of them things.
Did all 3.
You know what I'm saying? Accentuated our weakness. Everybody been saying all year long our line. You know, we got young skill guys, but the line, everybody been saying about the line all year long. And we've been seeing they've been a second half team. Everybody keeps saying Jack State, second half team, second half team. Well, what happens though when you get in the second half and you got to try to just pass this thing to come on back? Yeah. Like you really, like the headache game, can't just keep them to 10, 17, 20 points. Now, you really got to score some points now. Like we barely beat FAMU. We beat FAMU 7-6. 7-6.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was hoping for the Alabama A&M performance. Now, the elephant in the room is this. How did all the press, fanfare, and hoopla surrounding the Travis Hunter signing affect our preparation for this game?
Shouldn't have.
But who knows?
How would it?
This is how. Okay, I'll give you an example. uh 1 year in my coaching career. This year I'm an assistant coach.
Okay.
This is my first year at Belvin Jackson High School in Camden, Mississippi. Okay. Stellar team. They had already had 2 championships before I got there, back to back. Got 2 Danny Dozens on the team. You got another future Danny Dozen on the team as a sophomore. Got like 4 pros on the team. 1 in the NBA G League. 2 overseas. 1 should be in the league, was a 5-star point guard. So we got all of that. Okay. And we beat the number 1 team in the state at that time, Callaway, led by Malik Newman, who was the number 1 American. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Malik Newman was the number 1 shooting guard in all of the country at that time. And we beat that team. All right. But in the second game, we had a home and home set up. The first time we beat them in Jackson. But the second game, they were going to come to our place.
Okay.
That second game, the lead up to it was insanity. Insanity. All of the hoopla leading up to that game, bro. The game was going to start at 7:30. By 4 o'clock, we had people at the door. No later than 5 o'clock.
Right.
People lined for a high school game.
Right.
Okay. We go in that locker room. It's people beating on our door outside the locker room for the boys to let them in because they couldn't get into the game no other way. People standing around the floor. The boys checking their phones and trying. The boys normally didn't do this. This is outside the norm. Okay. When it's time to lock in, the boys gonna lock in. We're gonna cut the lights off. They're gonna sit in their little cubby and they're gonna be chill and get their mind right and go out here and blast somebody. Right. But this game, that's how we were the first game. The first game, we slick kind of did what you talking about. When we showed up in Jackson, we showed up. We got off the bus. We walked straight in there. We walked straight to the. It was packed. It was jam packed already, and you could feel the us against the world in there. Us against the world. Because we were in Jackson. We walked to that locker room. The boys put their stuff on. It wasn't all that. It wasn't all this. Wasn't no checking up phone. Wasn't no trying to make sure your cousin and them get in there. It wasn't all that. And we went out there and whooped them. When we had the game at home, with all these folks doing this and that, and folks were opening that door, bro. Letting folks in, getting folks in through the back door and stuff. Okay? You had the dude I was coaching with. He one of the best coaches I ever coached with. I think he's the best coach in the state. Anthony Carlisle. He made some money at the back door that day. Right. I'm talking about it was just outside the norm.
Took you out of the ball.
And we came out there and were flat. We got down in a hole. We raged back in the second half. Probably should have tied it up. He was a genius offensive mind. We ran a play, got one of our studs butt naked. He dropped the ball. But what I'm saying is, if we were focused, without all the hoopla, we were focused, we wouldn't even have been down.
Right.
We would not have been down. So that got me thinking about with this situation. Were our boys all the way locked in? Because we were all over everything. Yeah. Everybody did a segment on us.
I wouldn't say that signing was the reason why. I would say it added to it.
No, not the reason why, but
I mean it had an
effect.
I think it had an effect because Prime did Keyshawn, Max, and Jay like that morning. He talked about it. I don't know what other publications where he had to talk about it, but I mean, there was a lot of talk. There was a lot of talk about it, and I'm sure he went to social media on it.
And if you Buddy Pugh, you telling your boys, you using all that as fire for your boys.
You got to do it. You got to do
using that. You got to do it. Like in that situation, I'm telling you about with my boys when we lost the game. I was trying to tell them, don't nobody care nothing about this now. Yeah. Don't nobody care that we beat them boys last time.
They don't.
And y'all trying to, y'all want to make sure you can't folk get in the game. Don't nobody care nothing about that, bro. They do. Y'all need to get focused so we can go out here and play ball now.
That's true.
And I'll be doggone. It bit us in the butt. Hopefully that wasn't the case. I know if it was me, Prime was in a rough situation because you need to do that spot on Jay Will and them show. You need to do that for Jackson State. Anytime you can go on ESPN and have Jackson State stuff on, you need to do that.
Right.
But I think I probably take that interview this week.
That's right.
I probably tell my folks, I probably say, look, I appreciate y'all. I really want to come on there, but I got to send the right message to my guys.
Yep.
This is big news for us, but I want to send the right message that we locked in on this game and this game only, and I'll talk to y'all about signing this kid next week.
I agree with that. That's the way I think it should have been handled. But, and again, they got to do the presses. They got to do the interviews, the press conferences.
Yeah, both teams
got to be done. Everybody's got to do that. So, but I just don't know, man. That was the worst time for them to go flat. So maybe they use this as motivation if they get back to the game, which they should be slated to be the best. The team coming out of the SWAC again this year or this year.
Oh yeah, the top recruit before this brother didn't even play this year.
Right,
the wide out. His name's slipping me right now, but
Davis,
Quay Davis, he didn't even play. Yeah. Okay, and Big Tron, I don't know if Big Tron hit the field or not. I had to dive into that, but I know he was a highly touted recruit. And then we got some other guys coming in. Big Country, shout out to that young king. Yeah. They got some guys coming, but Prime got to use this. Like I said about Coach Anthony Carlisle, again, I think he's the best high school coach in the state. Something he did, we got upset that next year, after the year I'm telling you about, that we lost that game to Callaway, we went on to win the championship. But then that next year, we should have won the championship again, but we weren't as star-studded, okay? But we still should have won. But we got upset. That man took the picture of the team that upset us, them holding the ball, and put it in all of our guys' locker. So every single day, them scouts came into work. When they go in that locker, they going to see them boys. And then he took our star player, our 5-star, him and some of the guys for the team that upset us had got into on Twitter. He screenshotted some of that stuff and put it in his locker. And so all year long, they seeing that when they in the weight room with me and they crying about weights. The team that beat us was more physical. They were like football players doubling as basketball players. Right. So when they were in there crying about the weights, I'll be calling, be saying some colorful words to them and reminding them that, hey, them boys, you better treat them weights like them boys.
Yeah.
So they were hearing them boys all year long, hearing the same thing all year long.
Yeah.
So when we saw them, they were ready to go.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It was still a tough game, but we got it done. We won the championship. So Coach Prime got to take this.
He got to.
And use it. Because, yes, we won the SWAC, but Black National Championship, bro, that would have just been.
Yeah. That'd been it.
Like that would have been something.
That'd been it.
Especially since Alcorn went up there numerous times and lost.
Yeah. And let's go another step further now. Publication said that Florida A&M was the best HBCU team after all of this that has happened.
All that.
They're the best HBCU team in America.
And I saw FAMU, a FAMU account. I don't know if it was the official account. It didn't have a check mark by it, but it looked like it's the account. I don't know. They claiming it. Like they claiming it. But it's another media account said that Jackson State is the Black National Champions. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how back in the day the media used to just decide and stuff like that. So it's getting crazy. I don't know. I think it was a perfect storm of stuff, bro. Just to have not only turnovers, not only for the offense to be not playing well. Turnovers inside like the 30, the 20, like turnovers right there where it's easy to just score. Tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, man.
But America, y'all chime in. Tell us what y'all thought.
Maynard said, I don't know, man.
I thought I was going to be popping the blue bottle, America.
Yeah.
I was going to spend the 80.
Yeah. South Carolina State said no.
Shout out to Coach Buddy Pugh. He's a legend.
He did that.
So, and he seems to be a class act. So, shout out to that brother, but damn. Put it on something.
My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit StatementTeesLLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.